Primal Chaos.
Hey guys, Primal Chaos here. Welcome to the channel. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Enchroma Glasses. Enchroma makes corrective lenses and glasses for people with all kinds of color deficiencies. So if you're colorblind or you know someone who is, check out their website. And if you use the code CHAOS in checkout, CHAOS, you'll get 10% off. Tell them Primal Chaos at you. All right, so I'm not sure if I've done Muse before. Now that I think about it, I don't think I have. Basically, I've got a long-standing relationship with Muse. I really like them. This is off a new album, so I haven't heard this yet. And I'm not sure exactly what direction this is going to be in. I know that they've been pushing a little bit more of like electronica lately and doing a little bit more stuff with like 80s synths and things like that, which I'm here for. So this is going to be a real interesting one. Absolution was where I got into Muse. That was 16 years ago or something like that. And you know, I used to work in a record store, and we used to do this thing on Thursday nights, late night trade, when that album came out. It was honestly, it was just like a movie. We'd put the record on a Thursday night and just wait. And like literally within 5 minutes of like that dung, 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 sort of powerhouse intro coming on, some guy would always come up and be like, "What's playing?" And you're like, "Muse." And they're like, "I'll take it." and you'd sell like 5 or 6 copies just by playing it on a Thursday night. So, you know, that's it says a lot about Muse. They always had that thing that was that unquantifiable thing that just made people want to figure out what it is and have a listen, you know. So I'm just going to jump right in. No clue as to the direction of this one. They tend to jump around a little bit, but they always have that Muse flavor. So, you know, this one's dedicated to Pablo. Pablo, if you're watching this, you know why. He loves Muse. So here we go. I'm just going to hit play. Oh, more volume. Cool. Okay. Before we get into the song, there's so much just in that intro. Again, it's got like this kind of synth goth kind of thing going on with it's like a pipe organ sort of sound played in like or even like a harpsichord sort of thing. Actually maybe more harpsichord, but it's that Addams Family kind of, you know, creepiness that's in there. But then you've got this big fat sort of sort of beat in there, which it makes it like you want to dance. It's a dance song. So, and the visuals are great too. Yeah, no, pipe organ. Digitized boys. There's just this melange of things. Man, that Octava riff is so cool. That's cool. Oh, wow. Oh, come on. Okay, so we're back to a verse now. Wow. Okay, so this is what I love about Muse. There's like this I'm trying to think of the word. It's like they're not afraid to do kind of like pompous transitions. And I mean that in the best possible way. Like if you listen to the pre-chorus there, it's just got like this. Oh man, the adjectives escaping me, but they're borrowing a lot from Queen, right? Whereby the sky was never the limit with Queen. As much sort of that I can feel that word is just bouncing around in my head. I just can't pull it out of the sky. It's got like this. It's almost aristocratic in that it doesn't want to settle for the bare minimum, but it still wants to be a rock and roll song, if that makes sense. I'm not describing it well, but also the bass. And there's this great bass run coming in through here as well. You know, the whole time that run is just going do 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 do. It just lifts all the way up through that scale, so that you hit this peak, and then it just nicely launches you into that chorus, which is much simpler too. I mean, how catchy is this, right? You just want to sing along. And those backing vocals. Wow. Oh. Nice. Wow, okay. Oh, wow. Again, they just want to, they take that sort of, so I don't want to stop too much, but the problem with something like this is it's just so jam-packed with information that you have to call things out or you'll never remember to do it. Like through the chorus, you make it feel like it's Halloween, and then you hear this sort of voice in the background. It sounds vocoded, like a bass sort of low octave with like a something, but I think it's all digital. I think it's just done with like a synth one in an app. But it's just this low synth, but it's almost like a talk box. Like, you know, that, Bon Jovi song, ooh, ow, bow, ow, ow, ow. I used to work on the docks, whatever it is. That sound was like this pinnacle kind of guitar sound for a period of time. And it involves running a speaker through a hose into your mouth and then miking it up and running your guitar into the speaker. And it's kind of like, in the 70s, they used vocoders, which was kind of all digitally done with a microphone. And then they figured out a way to do it with a guitar with talk boxes as well in the 70s. This sounds like a digital version of that, you know. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was that little, there's some talking speech. It's, wow. There's that vocode again. Okay, the video is now drawing from The Shining quite a lot as well. Yeah, of course, yeah. If you'll indulge me, I just want to jump back because, look, everybody knows Matt Bellamy is an amazing guitar player, but I don't think he's given enough credit. He's kind of like Prince in a way where when you think of Matt Bellamy, you think of Muse and you think of that sound, you think of that creative guitar that he has, you know, designed for him with the synth effects and all that sort of cool stuff and his ability to reimagine the rock sound, you know, with that sort of, like, I just feel like he's just picking up where Queen left off, right? But a lot of people probably don't understand from a technical point of view just how amazing a guitar player he actually is. He's phenomenally good. And it was the same with Prince. Guitarists will tell you Prince was a phenomenal guitar player, but the average music listener may not understand exactly how talented he was as a guitar player. Like, you could put him up there with the greatest guitar shredders of the 80s, and he just wouldn't fall out of step. But when you think of Prince, you don't think of a guitar player. You think of a musician, you know, or a vocalist, or somebody who, you know, who had an unusual image or whatever. But Bellamy's the same. It's kind of like you don't think about him in terms of his technical proficiency. It's more about the technicality of what he does and the cool production and all that sort of stuff. But let's hear that guitar solo again, because that was wild. Wow, that's really cool. Come on. There's that Queen influence. That's cool. Come on. It's like you're at church, right? Wow. What a great video. What a great song. Wow. I mean, give me a sec. So this is a tough video to react to. I mean, rather than just saying, man, that was amazing, or wow, that was really good. There's so much to talk about. It's hard to do in a short form video. First of all, obviously, I'm not sure exactly the word I was trying to come up with. I tried to look it up, but I'm not sure exactly how I feel. It's that there's a certain aristocracy and a certain classical pompousness to some of those runs. It's very classically inspired. You think of the classical music that came out of Austria and stuff, back in the days with the powdered wigs and stuff like that. And again, so much of that is brought about from the operatic nature of Queen's influence and stuff like that. So I'm hearing opera, I'm hearing classical, Mozart sort of things, and it was definitely a pipe organ there, but for whatever reason, I heard those runs on a harpsichord, because that's the kind of music that you would expect to hear with those collections of notes and runs. And then you've got this Muse's ability to transmogrify that into something that sounds like a dance song played by a rock band. You know what I mean? Like, you've always got that just driving kick drum and feel, that you get from like a club song. And then the bass is I mean, Chris is just an amazing, eloquent bass player. Like, he just doesn't miss anything. It's always, he's always adding so much dimension and color to the bottom end, which is, being that they're technically like a three piece, it's necessary. You can't just have somebody who's just playing eighth notes on the tonic or whatever. But the amount of character and flavor that he contributes it can't be undersold, But then you've got Bellamy, who's like not only a wizard at guitar and production and, synths and all that sort of stuff, but also he has this knack for coming up with the best possible, most accessible melody line, because he understands the structure of pop music at its very core. It doesn't matter how aggressive you go with the production or, trying to make the music edgy. It's always got to come back to a chorus that people are going to want to sing along to. And if that's what you're going for, which is definitely Muse falls into the category of a band that wants to make hit records, right? So you have to have these accessible melodies and harmonies. They, like I talked a lot about Queen's obvious influence, but I don't want to make it sound like that's diminishing Muse's contribution. To me, it seems like a baton that's been handed on and Muse is taking it and running with it. It doesn't seem like, they're just a copycat band. That's not what I was saying. I feel like they're just, they definitely have the Muse flavor, but like, there's not a band in the world that's not influenced by somebody. And these guys just know exactly when to take those influences and apply them in a way that sort of pushes music in general just further down the track, right? So much of what they put into this song is from forgotten eras in music that I think pop rock and pop sort of production sort of music doesn't really acknowledge anymore. You hear a lot of samples of old, 70s jazz records or funk records or whatever. So that's paying homage to that sort of stuff. But I mean, who's really going back and checking in with the classical music or opera and things like that? And that's what gives these guys that sort of energy of just aristocracy, like rock and roll aristocracy. I love it so much. This was really cool. Yeah. Okay. Let me know what other Muse songs off the new album, because I think they've dropped a couple of singles. I think there's some playthrough ones. But tell me what you want to hear. I know the other albums fairly well, so I'd rather stick with newer stuff, but tell me what you think about this one as well. Because I'm a fan. I really like it. So yeah. Don't forget to comment in the bottom. I'm still giving away this microphone. I have Blue Snowball for the month of September, because I think I'm going to upload this video in September. I'll be giving this away to somebody who is going to use it for something creative, something that's going to take them in a new direction in their life and allow them to push the boundaries in their creativity. So all you got to do is just be a subscriber, hit the bell, and then just tell me in the comments what you're going to do with it. I'd love to hear some great ideas. I don't know how I'm going to judge it yet, whether or not it's going to be the best answer or just pick one at random, because we might end up with just too many good answers. But yeah, let me know in the comments, and I'll draw it early October. So I'm thinking of dumping a bunch of videos before then, so I'll add this one in there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking this out. If you feel like I brightened your day at all, feel free to just support the channel just by buying me a coffee. I'll leave a link in the description. You can also hit the thanks button below the video. That's YouTube's way of allowing you to support creators online without leaving the app. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Hey guys, this video is made possible by Enchroma. 1 in 6 guys and 1 in 200 women are colorblind, and if that happens to be you, there's something you can do about it. Click the link in the description, it'll take you to Enchroma's website where you can get a free eye test. And while you're there, maybe pick up some corrective lenses. They've got styles to suit everybody and a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you got really nothing to lose. And while you're there, use the code CHAOS in checkout to get 10% off. Tell them Primal Chaos sent you.